Joe Debelly Stadium, named after the winningest head coach in Turlock football program high school history, on a cool, crisp autumn October night, and is the site and event holder for tonight's Friday night football showdown between the 1-5 visiting Modesto Panthers and the home 4-2 Turlock Bulldogs. Hello to you out there, wherever you may be and wherever you may go. Keith Joganatis on the call tonight for NorCal Sports TV. And last week, the Turlock Bulldogs found themselves in a dangerous fistfight with their rival, the Downey Knights, yet they pulled it out in a big-time matchup that had multiple touchdowns. Turlock scoring over 40 points in that one, winning the contest on the road. And with that result, the Bulldogs now sit at 4-2 total for the year. They are in a three-way tie with Gregory, Enox, and themselves for the lead in the CCAL standings, and a win tonight puts them in the driver's seat as they will take on Enox High on the road next week and Gregory the week after that. But before James Peterson and his his Bulldogs can look forward to next week, they will have to take down the 1-5 Modesto Panthers, who, don't let the record fool you, have been playing much better football as the days, weeks, and months have gone on. This looks to be what many describe around town as a trap game for the Bulldogs. Tonight, James Peterson and his Bulldogs will look to avoid the trap and win tonight to get on the right track to take on Enox in what should be a battle for first place in the CCAL League. As we wait for the matchup, I want to thank you once again, NorCal Sports TV, Keith Joganatis. We will have the call through here tonight. Wherever you are watching, it is free. It is Friday Night Football on YouTube here on NorCal Sports TV, as the Turlock Bulldogs at 4-2 on the season, as previously stated, in a three-way tie for the CCAL standings. Tonight, they will look to go to 5-2 and extend a winning streak for the second time this year. They've had a multiple winning streak one time earlier in the season before a loss. They look to have another one after a win tonight, hopefully, against the Modesto Panthers. The Turlock Bulldogs, as we mentioned, 44-27 on the road against Downey last week. The week before, losing 41-13 to Central High School, as they are awarding and recognizing some former Bulldogs as alumni at midfield. We will pause in the action real quick. When we come back, we've got the coin toss, we've got the national anthem, and we've got Friday Night Football live from Joe Debelly Stadium here on NorCal Sports TV. We welcome you back, NorCal Sports TV. Keith Joganas on the call with you. And last week, Turlock was in a bit of a situation as Anthony Frias went down early in the ball game on defense, injured his neck. I talked to Coach Peterson during the week. He said that Frias was checked out the night that he went into the doctor's office. Frias should be a go tonight to play. We'll see how the neck holds up. He should be all systems go, depending on what Coach told us, and we will wait to see. But on the plus side for the Bulldogs, they found a second alternative to the freight train that is Anthony Frias running the football, because Josiah Gonzalez, over 100-plus rushing yards last week, multiple TDs running the football, as well as Holden Baldwin catching 2 touchdowns last week. We will see what James Peterson has up his sleeves. We will go now to the national anthem. We'll be right back on NorCal Sports TV.
Turlock High School Band under the direction of Mr. Daniel Bodino.
A beautiful rendition of our country's national anthem by the Turlock ROTC Band. As usual, the stands here on a Friday night at Turlock High School are jam-packed. You cannot find a seat in the area. Fortunately for us here at NorCal Sports TV, they blessed us with 2 of our own, one for my producer and one for myself. And we are all set to get this Friday night fiesta underway here from Joe Debley Stadium. Keith Joganas with you once again. The Bulldogs will try to see that defense, who has scored multiple sacks in the last 2 weeks on defense. They will kick off first to start this contest for the Panthers of Modesto. They will try to get some momentum on offense as they will receive the pigskin first. Diego Angel, who missed an extra PAT last week, but other than that, he has been money the whole season, will be set to kick this football off. So, Angel getting ready as the refs will switch up the footballs real quick. Man, what an electric crowd tonight here for homecoming weekend at Turlock High School. Angel has a big leg on him. Definitely can boot that football millions and millions of yards. We'll see what he got here in the opening kickoff. This one a low line drive to start the football game, and we are underway from Joe Debley Stadium as that one will roll out of bounds near the 15-yard line. Gounder, number 9, will not receive it. We got a flag on the play to start. And so this football now looks to be moved up a couple of yards after the kick rolls out of bounds to start this contest. So here come the Modesto Panthers. Their lone win on the season was when they beat Franklin 48-0 in that game. James Hayes, the running back, had over 100 yards rushing for 2 scores running the football. And here we go as Modesto will start this drive from their own 35-yard line.
Number 7, Christopher Bryant.
Bryant will take the snap to start this game. And we've got a penalty right off the books. It's going to be on Turlock, and that will move the football up a couple more yards without even snapping the ball to start this one. So it'll be 1st and 5 now as this football is now placed at the Panther 40-yard line. So Bryant will line up in the shotgun formation. Going to keep it himself as Bryant lunges forward for a gain of about a couple. And we see this Turlock defense for the first time tonight. A defensive line that has gotten better and better as the weeks have progressed. I talked to James Peterson before the kickoff tonight. He says this is a defensive line that just really has improved getting to the quarterback, and they have inflicted their own will on opposing quarterbacks the last 2 weeks. They scored 7 sacks against Central and then 4 more of their own against the Knights of Downey on the road last week. 2nd down now. Multiple running back formation. And the handoff is to the left. It's given to James Hayes, number 41, and this will set up a 3rd and short. James Hayes, who, as I mentioned earlier, had multiple touchdowns running the football in the first win of the season for Modesto. As Hayes will get this football to what looks to be about 3rd and 2. It is spotted at the Panther 43-yard line. So a Turlock defense that they want to see tonight, from what Coach Peterson said, play a complete game. They have not had that, he said, in quite some time. They want to play a wire-to-wire shutout game, and tonight they look to have that opportunity. Bryant missed the handoff completely. Has to take it himself. Cuts up field. Bryant inching forward, and he will be stopped just short of the 1st down marker. Big tackle made there by the senior, number 44, Jaden Jackson, who Coach Peterson and the defensive staff says is the heart and soul at linebacker of this Turlock defense, as Jackson makes a great move there to get in the lane. And he makes the tackle to bring up 4th and 1. So Modesto now lines up to the punt. Cade Gilbert, the punt returner for the Bulldogs, will be set to return this punt. This one is a sky-high punt as Gilbert has to inch a little forward. It's going to roll out of bounds at around the Bulldog 30-yard line. And now we get to see a Turlock offense led by the quarterback, number 16, the senior Brock Paisley, standing at a lanky 6'3". Paisley had multiple touchdowns throwing the football last week, including 2 to what has turned out to be one of his favorite targets over the years, the senior wideout, number 10, Holden Baldwin. And they did it without their star running back, Anthony Frias, last week. Frias, who injured his neck. They say he's good to go, and Frias is going to line up on the first play from scrimmage to start this contest for the Bulldogs. 1st and 10. It's a jet sweep off the left side. This is Dalton Lynn who cuts it up the middle, and Dalton Lynn is still going, and Dalton Lynn will be out inside enemy territory on the first play of the game for Turlock as Dalton Lynn tackled at around the Modesto 48. Dalton Lynn, who is a speedster, 5'8", 150, listed as a running back and defensive back. He is their change of pace guy. When they need a speedster on the field, they call on the 5'8" senior Lynn. And they call on him right there, and he gets a big gain on first down. And it's a fresh new set of downs. They fake it this time to Lynn as Paisley rolls right. Now going to float it over the middle. That pass is caught at the 20-yard line, and still going down the field is a big-time play by his big-time receiver, and it goes to Mr. Jaden Jackson, number 44. Jaden Jackson, who is known as a linebacker, that time he turns out to be a big-time receiver as he moves this football to inside the Panther 10-yard line. Paisley up the middle to Frias. Frias still going as he trucks his way inside, and he is taken down viciously after a gain of about 2 by Bolanes, number 21. Reyes Flores, number 40, was also involved on that tackle. So Modesto early on seeing just how potent this Turlock offense can be. They had one play to Lynn, and then it was the pass to Jackson. And now it'll be 2nd and goal. I-back formation for Paisley and the crew. Up the middle to Frias, and Frias trucking his way inside. He's going to get a little closer to that goal line, and he'll be marked down at about the 2-yard line. Anthony Frias, who class president of this Turlock High School, managing dual positions as head running back on the football team and class president. Frias, who I mentioned earlier, had a neck injury. The doctors cleared him that night. They said he's okay, and he looks to be just fine on his first carry of the football game, as we are under 8 minutes officially in the first quarter. They'll send Miguel Pena, number 7, and Baldwin to the left side. Up the middle to Frias, and Frias will walk into the end zone, no problem, for a Turlock football touchdown. So Anthony Frias, welcome back, sir. Boy, did this Turlock club miss him. And on his second carry of the ball game, Anthony Frias is into the end zone for 6 points. And it takes Turlock less than 6 plays to go over 60 yards for a touchdown. And they strike first in this one, and penning the extra PAT, it's 6-0 Bulldogs over the Panthers of Modesto High. Angel's PAT is good, and it is 7-0 Turlock over Modesto as Anthony Frias, the man who after one play last week in that heated rivalry game against Downey was out. He's back in, and after 6 plays, Turlock is up 7-0 on the Modesto Panthers. And while we have this break in the action, we will thank some of our sponsors. We will thank American Asphalt taking care of business. And, of course, FitPro GO. Who will be our FitPro GO player of the game? Stay tuned to find out. And, of course, the Sonora Conference Center now opening in downtown Sonora. And, of course, Benton Roberson CPAs serving Stanislaus and Tuolumne counties. And Willie's Pizza and Wings. Willie's Pizza and Wings, located at 2050 East Central Drive, Turlock, California. Call them anytime. And coming soon, the NorCal Summer Basketball Camp, overnight week-long basketball camp for boys and girls, coming summer 2020 to Sonora, California. Welcome back, Keith Jogonatis on NorCal Sports TV, as Anthony Frias with a 2-yard touchdown inside the 5-yard line gives the Bulldogs a 7-0 lead early on here with 7:45 in the first quarter. Big hit on the kick return coming back, as that one is made by number 615, Victor Macias. Alberto got the football, but it was not for a whole big gain. So the Panthers, the last time they had the football, they went 3 and out. The Modesto Panthers, coached by Dylan Miller, who played linebacker at Modesto to start his career. He has come back now as a first-year head coach. Everyone in the program has a belief that Miller will turn things around eventually, as he right now in the middle of a rebuilding phase with the Panthers of Modesto. 1st and 10. And this one is a jet sweep, as this one is given to Ramirez, and Ramirez will be tackled for a loss of a couple. And that tackle was made by number 27, Camacho. Or excuse me, tackle was made by number 24, Oscar Cruz. Cruz, who has been what Peterson calls the lifeblood of this Turlock football team in the secondary, can beat you a whole plethora of ways. And Cruz right there showing off the athleticism that he possesses. And it'll be 2nd and long now. Shotgun formation once again for Bryant, the quarterback, as it is a 3 wide out set to the right for the Panthers. Up the middle they go once again to Hayes, as Hayes trucks forward for a gain of about what looks to be 4. In there on the tackle was number 11, Ashton Backham. Backham, who is only a sophomore, 5'11", 195 pounds, on the depth chart as a quarterback, but has made his power as a defensive end. James Peterson attributes what Backham has brought this defensive line that has wreaked havoc the last couple of weeks on their opponents, as Backham right there gets through with a big-time tackle. And another 3rd down situation for the Panthers of Modesto High here in the first quarter, as we are about to clock under 6 minutes. Bryant back to pass. Now steps up and scrambles. It's going to be close. He dives for the 1st down marker. He's going to be very close, as Rios Rogers, number 14, made the tackle. And they will give him the 1st down as a big-time scramble up the middle by Bryant. That defensive line for the Bulldogs was closing in, but Bryant swallowed his lumps and made a mad dash for the 1st down marker, as that ball is placed now at the Modesto 46. So the first down conversion for Modesto of this contest. Up the middle. And that's a stop there made by Bullock. And we were kind of looking for a flag on the field as the handoff went to Rodriguez, Alonzo Rodriguez, that is. No face mask called on Tamir Bullock. Bullock 6'1", listed as a defensive lineman, but can play multiple positions with that big body of his, listed at 240 pounds. And it's pure muscle, folks, as Mr. Bullock, by the end of tonight, likely will make a play that will have you saying, oh my, out there at home. Looks to be 2nd and 10 still. Hayes lines up to the right of Bryant. Back to pass. Defense coming, and they get Bryant on the sack. And right inside, there he is, folks. Number 59, Jacob Masihi, who is a part of that ferocious, tenacious defensive line that James Peterson talks about. And once again, it is another 3rd down attempt for the Modesto Panthers. This time, it's going to be 3rd and 11. So we'll see what Modesto has in store for Turlock here. Can they get another 1st down conversion? Last time it was Bryant using his legs. We'll see what they can do here. Back to pass. Defensive blitz is coming. That pass off to Hayes. Hayes breaks one tackle. Still going as Hayes. And Hayes still on his feet. He's inside Bulldog territory. Tackled down at the 37-yard line. The tackle was made by number 34, Christian Cruz, but not before on the swing play did Hayes get that football, and shedding multiple Bulldog tacklers makes another 1st down conversion on 3rd down for Modesto. This ball now placed at the Turlock 37-yard line, 1st and 10. James Hayes, who everyone says is a baller here at Modesto. He is a guy that has helped provide some offense to a team that's been struggling on a 1-5 start to the season. Swing route, and that ball is dropped as looking up to see what he had in front of him was Alonzo Rodriguez, number 9. But in the process, Rodriguez forgot to catch the football, and it's an incomplete pass. So this will bring up 2nd and 10 now for Modesto. And if Modesto was able to provide the spark on 3rd down, on 1st and 2nd down, this would be a way different ball game. But give Turlock credit. They've brought the pressure, but also give Modesto credit. They've been able to shed it. Bryant, another swing pass. He hits his man this time. It's Rodriguez who gets a gain of about 2 as he has met right there by number 14, Rios Rogers, the 2nd tackle today for Rogers so far, as that will bring up 3rd and 7. So, on this drive, there have been 2 consecutive 3rd down conversions for Modesto. James Peterson and his Bulldogs will now look to see if they can get the 2nd stop on 3rd down so far this contest tonight. Third and 7. Bryant back to pass. It's another swing route intended for Hayes, but it's right behind him, as that will bring up 4th down. And tracking Hayes the whole way was, you guessed it, folks, number 14, Mr. Rogers. And he was not asking if he would like to be his neighbor or his friend. He was asking, would you like to get tackled? But before he could do that, the pass thrown behind Hayes. 4th down. Rodriguez back to punt the football. Turlock electing to be in a defensive formation as they will just let this one bounce. It's a great punt, but it will roll into the end zone. And what a valiant effort there by Modesto to try and pin that ball inside the 1-yard line, but to no avail. And that will give Brock Paisley and Turlock great field position on the touchback to start their 2nd drive of the game at the 2:19 mark here of the 1st quarter. Brock Paisley, the senior, who James Peterson says is one of the smartest quarterbacks, not even quarterbacks, but smartest football players he has had the pleasure of coaching here at Turlock High School. A film room junkie is what he described him in our phone call conversation, as Paisley this time up the middle, shedding some tacklers as he is tackled at around the 27-yard line. And that will bring up what looks to be 2nd and 4. And it'll actually be 2nd and 2 now for Turlock. Up the middle to Frias. Frias breaks 1 tackler. Still going as Frias, churning and burning his way to a automatic 1st down conversion. And we talked about Anthony Frias in the pregame. I talked to James Peterson. I said, what makes Anthony such a devastating running back, as the chains are moved now to the Turlock 36-yard line, 1st and 10. And he said this season Anthony was not this big. What he meant by that was Anthony has spent multiple days in the weight room. It has shown in his development as a player. He wants to play college football. I'm sure somebody will give him a spot. Paisley, play action. Lobs it down the middle of the field, and it's caught by his man, Miguel Pena. Pena shedding tacklers, tackled it around the 11-yard line is Miguel Pena, who broke free right up the middle of the defense, and Paisley found him right there with precision accuracy. 1st down, Bulldogs at Turlock at the 1:11 mark of the 1st quarter. You see it right here. Paisley, great play action. And then this is just pitch and catch at home, folks. Pena, no one within 10 feet of him as he made a mad dash toward the end zone, falling just short, but giving Turlock some good field position at the 11-yard line of Modesto. This ball will be officially placed at the 13-yard line. To the corner, still going is Lynn, and he will be tackled at around looks to be the 5-yard line of Modesto. Rodriguez on the tackle. Dalton Lynn, as we mentioned, he is their gadget player, and what I mean by that, obviously, for the folks at home, is that he will be the guy you'll see on jet sweeps all night. You saw him there. Once again, once he gets an open space, he is deadly. Up the middle. Breaking a tackle is Frias. Si se puede. He is at around the 1-yard line. And we're going to get a flag real quick, so let's see who's it on. Illegal shift on the Bulldogs at Turlock, and that will push them back a little farther. It'll be 2nd and 8 officially. And penalties are one of the things that have killed Turlock this season. And when I mentioned in the pregame that James Peterson wanted to see his team play a complete game, he mentioned no penalties. He said, listen, the refs are going to call whatever they're going to call. We can't, let that affect us. But what we have to do is be able to overcome those and just keep playing. But at the same time, play smart so that those things don't affect us and we are not in jeopardy of getting the yellow laundry thrown on our behalf. So an illegal shift pushes this football back to what looks to be, for the time being, the 10-yard line. As with 24 seconds in the first quarter, we got a stoppage of play, and as the referees will try to sort everything out as they motion for another illegal shift, but it looks to be that was the only shift, as there was no play ran, obviously, the last time around. So here we are. 2nd down. They go up the middle to Frias. Frias is met at around the 5-yard line by the Modesto defender. But still, if you are a Turlock Bulldog fan, whether you're watching here at Joe Debeley Stadium or watching from home, you have got to be very impressed and very satisfied that Frias looks like he has not missed a beat. The neck seems fine. And with that, the legs obviously are fine as well. That will do it for the first quarter. Turlock has moved the football, but Modesto has put up quite the fight. It is only a 7-0 advantage on behalf of the Bulldogs of Turlock High School here on NorCal Sports TV after one quarter. And while we have this break in the action and the teams switch sides, we want to thank our sponsors, Benton Roberson CPAs, providing quality, personalized financial guidance to local individuals and businesses. Come visit us at 2853 Gear Road, Suite A in Turlock. And, of course, the Turlock High School Quarterback Club. Join the Turlock High Bulldogs Quarterback Club for breakfast buffet at Latif's in Turlock on Saturdays following every game at 8 a.m. Come meet and hear from our players and coaches about all 3 games. Welcome back. 7-0 Bulldogs here from Joe Debeley Stadium as Turlock looks to go to 5-2 on the season. And that is a goal that they want to see happen, as they are right now locked in a 3-way tie for first place of the CCAL League. Gregory, Enox, and the Bulldogs here at Turlock High School, all at 4-2, all 3 teams playing. And on top of that, Turlock will travel to go play Enox next week, and then Gregory after that. So the Bulldogs want to be razor sharp before they get into the 2 biggest matchups in league play this season in the next couple of weeks. And so far, they've looked it on offense, and with the help of Anthony Frias, who is back after the neck injury, they look A-OK. And now they will look to go up double digits on 3rd down. 3rd and 3. Ball placed at the Modesto 6-yard line. They give it to Lynn. Up the middle is cutting as Lynn, swerving and swiving his way into the end zone for a touchdown is Mr. Dalton Lynn. It's 13-0 Bulldogs, just like that. Dalton Lynn, the Swiss Army knife of this offense, finds his way into the end zone for the first time tonight. First it's Frias, and then it's Mr. Lynn, the senior, 5'8", 150 Turlock football pounds. And you see here on the replay, it's just a simple jet sweep. Modesto likely knows it's coming, and they still can't stop it. And just watch this. You see Lynn on the outside. Now he does a great job on the inside of showing you those quick feet, and he gets in with ease. Angel knocks on the extra point. 14-0 Turlock, just like that. And with 11:57 remaining in the first half, it is 14-0 Turlock. Man, an offense that has been clicking so far on all cylinders the last couple of weeks just continues to roll along. And if you're James Peterson, so far, so good on offense. And that defense on the verge of getting some big-time sacks. They got one on their last drive facing the Modesto offense. They'll look to see if they can keep up the pressure on Bryant and company. So the Turlock Quarterback Club is set to meet at Latif's 8 in the morning tomorrow. Wonder what they will talk about. And if any of our Quarterback Club members are watching us here on NorCal Sports TV, we say hello to you. We know that they, for a fact, have watched their beloved Bulldogs on some watch parties earlier this season when the Bulldogs were on the road. And we thank them for their continued support of the NorCal Sports TV program. And we look forward to a long-lasting partnership going forward for the days, weeks, months, and years to come. Angel back to kick this one from the Turlock 40-yard line. It's another low-line driver. That one out of bounds, as it will be another flag on the play. Angel really has not, so far in his first couple of kicks, booted him. There has been no need to, the way the offense has played and the way the defense has really just continued what they've been working on the last couple of weeks. But Diego Angel, no mistake about it, he can punt that football and kick that football into outer space. So here comes Bryant and company for Modesto. Once again on offense, as it looks like Turlock had some flinching down there over the line. And it looks like it's going to be on Rumayer, number 19. Offsides on Turlock as that football will be moved up now to the Modesto 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 5. And penalties are still one of the major Achilles heels of this Turlock team. They still have not been able to get a grip on them. It's another penalty that sets up Modesto with a shorter field now on 1st and 5. Bryant hands it off up the middle to Hayes. Hayes breaking one tackle, getting very close to the first down marker. Hayes still going. It looks like Hayes converted the first down there on 1st and 5. Judging by the where he fell, tackled it around the 45-yard line. Involved on that play was Jackson, number 44, as well as number 59, Masihi. And it looks like they will get a timeout here to measure this. First down, they say, as Hayes will move the chains. As James Hayes, who is a big-bodied back, over 200 pounds, he weighs in at on the Richter scale. A devastating combination of size and speed. And Coach Miller loves the fact that he's playing for his team. They go up the middle again. Gain of about 2. Tackle made by Bullock, number 5. Rodriguez this time on the carry as they try to change the pace of the game with Rodriguez after 2 consecutive runs to Hayes. So 2nd and what looks to be 8 for the Panthers and Modesto as they are driving the football here, running the football, doing what Turlock normally does to their opponents. 10:50 to go in the first half. Shotgun formation for Modesto. Bryant will keep it. Bryant's still going as he is met by numerous navy blue jerseys with gold lettering. Vinicio Gasca, number 40, in there on the stop. Gasca, who has been battling a turf toe the last couple of weeks, from what Coach Peterson says. He has gotten better and better the last couple of weeks, and last week it was Gasca who made the sack on Downey that all but sealed the football game. Obviously, that turf toe of Gasca has been feeling a lot better the last couple of weeks, and his play has shown it. Third and 8. Hayes will be in the backfield. Looks like they will flank Rodriguez out to the left. And we're going to get a stoppage in play here. Timeout Modesto. That is their first timeout of the first half as we get this break in the action. We will thank once again some of our sponsors, such as American Asphalt. American Asphalt taking care of business. And FitPro GO. Who will be our FitPro GO player of the game? Stay tuned to find out. And the Sonora Conference Center. The Sonora Conference Center now open in downtown Sonora. And Benton Roberson CPA is providing quality, personalized financial guidance to local individuals and businesses. Come visit us at 2853 Gear Road, Suite A in Turlock. Willie's Pizza and Wings. Willie's Pizza and Wings. It's a family thing. And, of course, the NorCal Summer Basketball Camp coming to you in the summer of 2020. Overnight, week-long basketball camp for boys and girls. And the Turlock High School Quarterback Club. Join the Turlock High School Bulldogs Quarterback Club for breakfast buffet at Latif's in Turlock on Saturday following every game at 8 a.m. Come meet and hear from our players and coaches about all three games. You mentioned the number 3. Third down once again for Modesto, which is where their offense has thrived for the most part due to the great play of Bryant at quarterback. It's a rollout to the right. Bryant looking for somebody. Going to take it himself, and he will fall short after a gain of about 4 on the right sideline. This brings up fourth down for Modesto. Gasca in on that tackle, as well as number 19, Kyle Rumeyer. So once again, Modesto will line up to punt the football. This time, Turlock will send Lynn back to return the punt. And this punt is almost dangerously close to being blocked. Lynn will let it bounce. Now he'll take it himself. Lynn turns upfield. Still going is Dalton Lynn as he is pushed out of bounds at around the 30-yard line by number 53, Miguel Herrera. So here comes Turlock's offense once again. The last 2 times they've been out there, they've come away with 6 points. First on the run up the gut by Frias, and then on the sweep by Mr. Dalton Lynn. They will start this drive from their own 32-yard line. Paisley up the middle. Once again to Anthony Frias. Still going, and it'll actually be Josiah Gonzalez, number 22. And here is Mr. Josiah Gonzalez, who after his monster game on the ground last week, which saw him accumulate over 100-plus rushing yards and multiple touchdowns running the rock, James Peterson said in a phone call this week they will find ways to utilize Gonzalez more now that they know the weapon they have, which will allow for more change of pace with Frias and Gonzalez. Lynn on the sweep, left side. Dalton Lynn still going. Moving and grooving to the 49-yard line of Turlock for a first down. And you see right here, once again, they just use Lynn on that sweep, and he is so dangerous, not just in the open field, but Lynn has showed us multiple times, including on the touchdown run, right up the gut. Lynn again on the jet sweep. Up the middle is Lynn, still going, still moving. They'll try to push the pile. It's a gain of about 5 as Turlock is inside the Modesto territory. They are now at the Modesto 45. Tackle on the play by Francisco Ramirez, number 12. It'll be 2nd and 4 now for the Bulldogs. Shotgun formation. Swing route to Lynn. Makes one man miss. Lynn still going. Now turns it upfield. For the time being, it's a first down, but we got a flag thrown from in front of the play. And we will see who it is on. We got a hold, and it's on Turlock. And so that will push Turlock back. So the first down by Lynn is all for naught on the swing pass with 7:11 to go here in the first half. And it just seems every week that we do the Bulldogs games. Obviously, you've heard about Frias and Paisley. We don't need to go into detail about those guys. And more on this thought in the next couple of minutes after this play. 2nd and 7. Up the middle is Gonzalez again, breaking one tackle. Gonzalez still going, churning and burning up the field, tackled it around the 31-yard line, but yet another flag comes in, and we'll see what this one is on and who it's on. Rodriguez on the tackle. As we are still waiting to see who the flag is on. And it looks like, for the time being, there's no flag. Refs might have swallowed it. And it looks like it's going to be on Modesto. Looks to be a personal foul called as this ball has moved up to the Modesto 18-yard line. And as I was mentioning, as I'll get this one in earlier, it just seems like every week, minus Paisley and Frias because they've been doing it all year, there's a new person on offense for Turlock that's just coming up big every single week. Last week it was Baldwin with the 2 touchdown catches. Now it's Dalton Lynn. They send Lynn in motion again. Now Paisley will keep it himself as he trudges forward. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. As that tackle made by number 12, Francisco Ramirez. Brock Paisley, who we mentioned with his arm, is so deadly. Early this season, Paisley has struggled with some interceptions, such as the game against Sheldon. But as the games have gone on, he's gotten more accurate with the football, and that has spelled doom for the opposing defense. Up the middle. Gonzalez is met by a slew of Panther white jerseys. In on that one, number 40, Reyes Flores. As well as number 11, Jorge Tamayo. So 3rd and 8 now, as Turlock now facing their first 3rd down attempt of the contest. 3rd and 8 from the Modesto 15-yard line as we're going to get a stoppage in play here. And I believe it was a player trying to come on the field, and it's too late, the refs say, as from the looks of it, it might have been a situation where said player needed to sit out a play, maybe for helmet reasons, and we'll never know. But nonetheless, number 41, James Hayes, will come in now, the running back playing defense, as the clock is pushed play once again. And here we go, 3rd and 8. Paisley, bootleg, looking for somebody. Tries to zip it in there, and he will but it's incomplete. Intended for number 85, the tight end, David Cruz. Cruz, who caught a big-time touchdown pass in that barn burner against Sheldon. He can't bring this one in. 4th down for the Bulldogs. And Paisley had the right idea there, but Cruz just could not hold on to it. And it looks like now that Angel will come on for the field goal attempt. This one will come on a 23-yard attempt. Kick is up. And it is good as Angel puts it through the uprights. That one was drawing left, but it just got in on the inside of the yellow post. And just like that, the Bulldogs drive stalls at their own 11-yard line, but regardless, they tack on 3 by the clutch kicking of Diego Angel, and it is 17-0 Turlock over Modesto with 5:33 remaining in the second quarter on NorCal Sports TV. And while we have another break in the action, let's get some of our lovely sponsors. The Turlock High School Quarterback Club. Join the Turlock High Bulldogs QB Club for breakfast buffet at Latif's in Turlock on Saturdays following every game at 8 a.m. Come meet and hear from our players and coaches about all 3 games. And Benton Roberson CPAs. Benton Roberson CPAs provides personalized tax accounting and financial guidance to individuals and businesses throughout Tuolumne and Stanislaus counties. Our team believes in partnering with you and your lasting team to build lasting relationships that help you achieve your financial goals. Give us a call today and experience the Benton Roberson difference. We look forward to hearing from you. Angel will be set to kick this one once again. Just got done with a 23-yard field goal. That was good and likely would have been good from 30 yards, the way he had that amount of foot on it. This one is a high flyer taken around the 20-yard line by Modesto, and Ramirez goes a little further, but will go no more after great coverage. Tackle made by Trent Neal, number 45. So Modesto, to their credit, has begun to move the football. Unfortunately, it has not resulted in points, and with 5:30 remaining in the first half, Modesto desperately needs to get some points on the board here. Dylan Miller knows that for a fact. Verduzco, number 14, lined up on the left side at wide out. Tamayo and Ramirez lined up on the right. Bryant drops back. Trying to evade the pressure. He will not, as he is sacked on the backfield. Everett Johnson, number 54, in on that sack. Big-time sack by the senior, 320 pounds, as Johnson sent Bryant to the turf. And you see it right here, folks. If a young man was coming at you that fast, that big, that strong, you'd be pretty nervous too. Whoa, Nelly. And that sack will send Modesto back to their own 19-yard line. As the clock now in the first half, under 5 minutes officially in regulation. Second and way long. Pressure coming again. Bryant avoids it. Going to fire it downfield, and he's got a man at the 45-yard line. It's Francisco Ramirez. Tackled by Carney, number 26, but not before Bryant and Ramirez link up for a big-time play. And now Modesto, for the first time tonight, in Turlock territory. And we'll see on the replay here, a great job by Bryant to evade the pressure. The rush was coming. He moved out to his left, showed you the arm strength, and a great job by Ramirez to haul that ball in at the high point. 1st and 10 now from the Turlock 42-yard line. Pressure coming in. Bryant sacked to the 50-yard line. Another sack for Turlock. It's Rios Rogers, number 14. Hello there, neighbor. Mr. Rogers is in your backfield. Rios Rogers, who James Peterson says is so quick off the ball, and you just saw there. You'll see on this replay here, Rogers starts at the left side, beats the right tackle, and from there, he's able just to get Bryant. And just for kicks, number 59, Masihi showed you the height he got on that jump to try and block that football just in case Bryant was able to get it off. He did not, so now the ball is placed at the 50-yard line with 3:08 to go. It's another 2nd and long for the Panthers. Pressure coming again. They dump it off to Hayes. Hayes is tripped up at around the 48-yard line. In on that one was Gaska. If Gaska is not there, it is a likely opportunity that Hayes is there for a couple more yards, but Gaska able to get that stop right there. And we're going to get a timeout by Turlock. That is their first timeout of the first half at the 2:50 mark here in the second quarter. Once again, thank you to our sponsors, American Asphalt. American Asphalt, taking care of business. And FitPro GO. Who will be our FitPro GO player of the game? Stay tuned to find out. And the Sonora Conference Center. The Sonora Conference Center with meeting rooms for podcasts, conferences, and anything and everything. So now it is a big-time 3rd down for Modesto, who has not been this far inside enemy territory all night long. They would love to get some points on the board here at the 2:50 mark of the first half to keep up with the pace and the high-octane offense of the Bulldogs. Bryant rolls to his right. Takes a big hit as he throws that one. Intended for Tamayo as Bryant got leveled at around his own team's 40-yard line. Tamir Bullock. And that will bring up 4th down now for Modesto. Man, Tamir Bullock coming in like a freight train there. He met Bryant head on, and he won that battle. So it'll be Rodriguez back to return to kick off this ball and this punt. Frankie Ramirez also in the backfield. Opponent's bobbled. It's a low-line driver. Lynn with no rush to pick this one up. He'll let it roll as it's inside the 10-yard line. It'll roll inside the 5, down by Tamayo, number 11. So what looked to be a punt that could have had disastrous implications after the bobble pins Turlock inside their own 5-yard line with 2:32 to play in the first half. And the ball officially spotted now at the 5-yard line. The worst field position that Turlock has had all night long. And that's saying something considering this team has had great field position to start this game with almost every drive. Passley will start off in the shotgun on 1st down. Up the middle. Breaking a tackle is Frias. Frias in the clear. Cuts it out to the left. Anthony Frias on the move. Look at this young man run. He cuts it back on the inside. Frias high-stepping. Still going towards the 50-yard line is where he'll be tackled. A slew of penalty flags down. But what a run by the class president, Anthony Frias. Well, you see it right here. Frias doing an excellent job of getting through the first wave of defenders Unfortunately, it is all for naught as it is a penalty on Turlock. And so that run will be negated with 2:17 to play. We will wait and see where they spot this football. And it'll be at the 31-yard line of Turlock. So a 45-yard run turns into a 26-yard run after the penalty. But nonetheless, we've seen Anthony Frias all night. And, folks, I won't brag and say I've had the best seat in the house for what Frias has done on the ground tonight, but I have a pretty decent seat, I would say. And I would tell you this, Anthony Frias has looked as sharp as ever in this endeavor. And that is a fact. And, man, does he look like he has not missed a beat. And you just have to imagine, if you're going to be Enox or Grigori watching this tape, as you will be facing Turlock in the next couple of weeks, it's bad enough that Gonzalez burst onto the scene after a big run against Downey. But now you've got Frias, who looks to be A-OK, 100% healthy, and that spells trouble for your defense trying to keep up with this dangerous backfield. And, oh, by the way, Dalton Lynn has a touchdown tonight. And Paisley hasn't even had to throw the football yet. The offense of Turlock so deadly. People equate them with a ground and pound style of offense, but James Peterson says, hey, we can score some points too, you know. Indeed they can. 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. Paisley going to unleash the deep ball downfield. Incomplete, intended for Baldwin down the left sideline, number 10. And that is the first time that Paisley tries to hook up and target his main man, Baldwin, number 10. He hit him a couple of times, 2 to be exact, for some big-time touchdowns. Holden Baldwin, number 10, 6'4" senior, 185 pounds, listed as a defensive back as well, though they don't necessarily need to use him as a defensive back because of the great play with guys such as Cruz in that secondary. 2nd down. Screen. That one caught by Pena as he is tripped up after a gain of about 2. Tackle there, and it was made by number 40, Reyes Flores. And it'll be 3rd down now for Turlock as we get a timeout on by Modesto. It's their 2nd timeout of the first half as we are under 2 minutes officially here with 1:57 to play at Joe Debeley Stadium. 17-0 Turlock over Modesto on NorCal Sports TV. And we'll thank some of our sponsors. Benton Roberson CPA is providing quality, personalized financial guidance to local individuals and businesses. Come visit us at 2853 Gear Road, Suite A in Turlock. And the Turlock High School Quarterback Club. Join the Turlock High Bulldogs Quarterback Club for breakfast buffet at Latif's in Turlock on Saturdays following every game at 8 a.m. Come meet and hear from our players and coaches about all 3 games, freshman, junior varsity, and, of course, the varsity. American Asphalt. American Asphalt taking care of business. And FitPro GO. Who will be our FitPro GO player of the game? Stay tuned after the game to find out. And the Sonora Conference Center. The Sonora Conference Center now open in downtown Sonora. 3rd down for Turlock here from their own 34-yard line. Shotgun for Paisley. 2 wideouts on both sides. Pressure coming as there's a whistle. This play is dead, and coming in hot was Modesto's defensive line. It's an offense now with an offsides penalty for Turlock and another penalty. It'll be pushed back to the 29 now. It's 3rd and 12 for Turlock, as it was 3rd and 7 on the last play. And the penalties continue to pile on for the Bulldogs here, something James Peterson will most likely address in the halftime speech. Up 17-0. But imagine the possibilities without all these penalties. Paisley drops back. Pressure coming. Now going to scramble up in the pocket. Looking for somebody. He'll take it and run. Stiff arm on the right side, but he's knocked out of bounds viciously by number 19, Anthony Alberto. 4th down for Turlock. And a great job by Alberto there on closing in on Paisley on the right side. We told you Paisley can run. He was looking for something downfield, but no one there when he knocked on the door. So now James Peterson will call on the punt team for Turlock. Something Turlock not used to doing, which is punting the football. I don't know the exact percentages here right in front of me, but you would have to think their punt ratio is very, very low given the amount of points they've scored so far this year on the opponents. And we're going to get another whistle, and it's another yellow flag as Angel was looking to hike the football. And it's actually this time on Modesto offsides as that football is now moved up to the 38-yard line, and that will now make it 4th and 3. So now James Peterson says, hey, now that I have 4th and 3, I can try to go for it here, and given your offensive success the last couple of drives, why would you not? And if you're Modesto, you're just saying, you just hope they don't give it to Dalton Lynn. Or for that matter, Frias or Gonzalez. And now we're going to get a timeout Modesto as Miller did not like the personnel on the field on that 4th down. He says, hey, if they're going to go for it on 4th down here, I want my defensive package in there to stop them. We'll thank some more of our ads. Benton Roberson CPAs provides personalized tax, accounting, and financial guidance to individuals and businesses throughout Tuolumne and Stanislaus counties. Our team believes in partnering with you and your team to build lasting relationships that help you achieve your financial goals. Give us a call today and experience the Benton Roberson difference. We look forward to hearing from you. And the Turlock Quarterback Club. The Turlock Bulldogs QB Club is proud of their players, from their academics to their leadership accomplishments to their on-field championships. We like to thank our community's businesses, individuals, alumni, and families for all their financial support for all of our football teams. Join us at Latif's every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. after every football game. You can hear from the players themselves from all 3 teams and their coaches. 4th down, 4th and 3 to be exact, and James Peterson and his Bulldogs will go for it. They give it up the middle. This one to Frias. Cuts it back inside. Anthony Frias will turn on the burners. And he's gone. No problemo. Anthony Frias into the end zone. Salud. Touchdown. Turlock Bulldogs. 62 yards for Anthony Frias. To the house. 23-0. Turlock just like that. You see right here, great fake by Paisley. One crease is all Frias needed, and once he got it, he was gone. 4th and 3 turns into a touchdown for the Bulldogs of Turlock High School. And just like that, you see what Frias can do on the drop of a dime. Angel's PAT is good. And just like that, 4th and 3 turned into a 62-yard romp for Anthony Frias, his 2nd touchdown on the night, and it is now 24-0 Turlock over Modesto here on NorCal Sports TV. Man, and you talk about turning on the burners, Anthony Frias did it right there. What a run. Well, you see right here on the replay again from the high point, it's just the C parts, and Frias is just able to turn on the burners, and you see the speed there. We talked about it in the pregame, how much muscle he's put on offense to put this offense on his back, and you equip that with the fact that speed now takes over. So what you have is a guy who was very, very fast to start the summer, who's now put on what James Peterson says has to at least be 15 to 20 pounds of muscle. Now he's big and he's fast, and it's just very hard to tackle a guy like that in the open field. Angel getting a workout here in this first half. And now they're going to roll this one up the middle. That is unable to get fielded by Modesto. Turlock signaling they have it. We'll see who has it coming out of this pile. Modesto signaling they have it. Turlock signaling that they have it. Somebody has it. And it will stay Modesto football as Modesto catches a big break there. Great job by Angel. The old saying, fake it until you make it. It was a great fake out by Angel, running up to the football, just lightly tapping it. The first wave of special teams players for the Panthers unable to field it cleanly. Thankfully for them, the football rolled back where they had the advantage with more white jerseys at their disposal, and they eventually fell on it. So 1:31 to play remaining in this first half. Modesto narrowly escapes disaster as they start this drive now from their own 37-yard line. They go up the middle to Hayes, who was met at the line of scrimmage but powers through for a gain of about what looks to be 4 or 5. In on the stop there was Gasca, number 40, as well as Masihi, as well as Cruz, number 34. So now 2nd and 5 with 1:08 to play, and we will see what Modesto does here. Will they try to put some points on the board? Will they not risk it and just play it conservatively and go into the locker room with a 24-0 deficit? But remember, Turlock gets the football to start the second half as they deferred to start the first half. It's a fake out. Bryant jukes one. He goes nowhere as he is met in the backfield by numerous Bulldogs, including Carney, number 26, and Masihi was right there again, number 59. But there were some penalty flags on the play, as I forgot to mention, and we will see who they're on. Face mask on Turlock, as that will move the football up for the Panthers. They catch a break there. As that ball is moved up to the Turlock 47. 1st and 10 for Modesto with 41 seconds to go as the clock continues to run. Bryant will line up in the shotgun with Hayes to his right side. Bryant drops back. Pressure coming. Rolls out to the left. Gets to the sideline as Jackson meets him head on. Jackson goes high as Bryant tried to go low. No horse collar on that one as Jackson making a big tackle. What a closeout by Jaden Jackson, number 44, who James Peterson says is the captain of this defense. And we actually will get a penalty flag on the play. It is a personal foul on Jackson, to the dismay of the Bulldog faithful. And so another penalty for Turlock. The second consecutive one will move this ball up to the Bulldog 33-yard line with 17 seconds to go. So now some better field position to work with here for Modesto. And we will see now if Miller will take a shot into the end zone with 17 seconds to go and you're not getting the ball back to start the second half. You've got to try something. But obviously you do not want to give this secondary for Turlock a chance to try anything and pick a football off and try to take it back to the house. So we'll see what they can do here. It's a throw to the flat. And a great close out there and a great tackle by number 17, Darian White, the senior defensive back. And that will be the final play of the first half. It is a 24-0 advantage in favor of the Turlock Bulldogs against the Modesto Panthers here on NorCal Sports TV. When we come back after halftime, we will have the closeout of this one. The score at half, Turlock 24, Modesto 0 here on NorCal Sports TV. And before we go to half, want to give you some ads and give you some of our sponsors. The Turlock Quarterback Club, the Turlock Bulldogs Quarterback Club is a proud alumni of their players, from their academics, their leadership accomplishments, their on-field championships. We would like to thank our community's businesses, individuals, alumni, and families for all their financial support for all of our football teams. Please join us at Latif's every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. after every football game. You can hear from the players themselves, from all three teams and their coaches. Sports TV, Keith Jogonatis here on the call with you, where after one half of some hard-hitting, high-octane, highly entertaining football, the score is 24-0 Turlock over Modesto to start the second half. And what a first half of football it has been for James Peterson. You want the good news or the bad news for it? We'll start with the bad news. The penalties for Turlock have hindered them at some points in this contest. There have been numerous yellow flags. At the same time, though, despite all those penalties, they have still managed to rack up 24 combined total points on the Modesto Panthers. As a result of that, they are in clear mode of the driver's seat. They possess the keys, and on that note, they are up 24-0, and they are going to get the ball back to start the second half. Modesto at times has moved the ball on Turlock, but not to the point where they've been able to put it in the end zone, and now they must rely on their defense to try and get a stop here. Easier said than done, because Anthony Frias has less than 10 carries, and he's managed to score 2 touchdowns. Hayden Baldwin has a touchdown as well. Angel with a field goal, and man, Gonzalez has broken some tackles as well on his way to some big-time runs. Zarate back to kick this one off to the Bulldogs. This one is a mid, and that one mid-air level kick. That one gets right by Lynn. Lynn picks it up, and Dalton Lynn is still going. Lynn turns on the burner. Spin move by Lynn. Tackled it around the 44-yard line. So Lynn, so fast trying to return that football, he overruns the football as it bounces towards him at the 10-yard line. He runs back, says, oh, I forgot something at home, picks it up, and moves it towards his own team's 44-yard line. Man, does Dalton Lynn look fast tonight, and that is an understatement considering Lynn looks fast all the time, but it just seems tonight he's got an extra tank of gas in that Corvette of his. Ball will start at the 44-yard line for the first Turlock drive in the second half. Up the middle, they give it to Gonzalez. Gonzalez breaking one tackle. Staying on his feet is Gonzalez. Tackled it around the 25-yard line of Modesto. Tackle made by Francisco Ramirez, but not before Gonzalez turns on the burners and picks up a gain of more than 30 yards. And you see right here on the replay, no Anthony Frias, no problem. It's Josiah Gonzalez's time to run the rock. And you just see the great body composure by Gonzalez to stay on his feet, keeping up, staying up, and moving forward. And now this ball at the Modesto 25-yard line. Handoff now to Frias. Frias with one juke, still going, still on his feet is Frias. He's tackled it around the 10-yard line. Anthony Frias, who, as we mentioned numerous times in this broadcast, suffered a neck injury last week running in to one of his own teammates on defense. The doctors cleared him that night. They said he's fine. He's been playing ever since at practice. Coach Peterson said he'd be a full go. Indeed he has. He has 2 rushing touchdowns in less than 10 carries running the football. 1st and 10. They go up the middle. Cutting it to the left side is Frias. And for the 3rd time tonight, it's Gonzalez who's into the end zone for a touchdown. Josiah Gonzalez into the end zone for the first time tonight. And just like that, Gonzalez and Frias have rushing touchdowns for the Bulldogs. And what a run there by Gonzalez. We saw that on full display last week in the big-time victory against Downey, as Josiah Gonzalez, who had multiple rushing touchdowns last week, has his first on the contest tonight. And the lead has been extended to 30-0 for Turlock. The PAT by Angel is good, and it's just like that. 31-0 Bulldogs to start this contest in less than 6 plays. Turlock puts the football in the end zone, and folks, maybe from my vantage point, it's a little better in person, but man, is this offense clicking and firing on all cylinders for the Bulldogs so far. everything going according to plan tonight on homecoming weekend. And while we have this break in the action, I want to thank some of our sponsors, the Turlock High School Quarterback Club. Join the Turlock High Bulldogs QB Club for breakfast buffet at Latif's in Turlock on Saturdays following every game at 8 a.m. Come meet and hear from our players and coaches about all 3 games. And Benton Roberson CPA is providing quality, personalized financial guidance to local individuals and businesses. Come visit us at 2853 Gear Road, Suite A in Turlock. Welcome back as Angel set to kick this football off. Angel definitely has got his reps in tonight as a kicker. He won't complain, however, after this one, the way this one is shaped up, 31-0 Turlock right out of the gates. This one is a boomer taken back at the Modesto 10-yard line, and taking the kick out is Ramirez, who's still going, and then finally wrestled down at around the 15-yard line is Ramirez. Tackle made by Pena, number 7, who had that big-time catch over the middle, courtesy of the throw by Paisley, who threaded the needle, and now Pena making a tackle on special teams. This drive for Modesto starts at the 15-yard line, and at this point, if you are Modesto, you are just looking to get some momentum on offense, trying to gain some momentum and just see if you can put one in the end zone and put some points on the board. Shotgun formation to start this first drive of the second half for the Panthers. Handoff right side. This is Rodriguez, Alonzo Rodriguez, who's trying to turn the corner, and he is tackled out of bounds. And right there was number 44, Mr. Jaden Jackson, the senior. 6 foot on the nose, 210 middle linebacker who also plays tight end. They utilized him in a big-time passing play early in the first quarter as Jackson, as we mentioned briefly in the broadcast to start, is the heart and soul, the leader of this defense. Head coach James Peterson says, we talk everything over with Jaden. He is the leader of that defense. We will check off on formations and packages, but Jaden will get a say in plays as well. And he definitely had a say in that tackle. Second down. Pressure. Nowhere to go for Bryant, and he is wrestled down behind the line of scrimmage by Bullock, number 5. And that is another sack for this Turlock defensive front. A defensive line over the last 3 weeks that has racked up more than 12 sacks. Tack on another one here at Joe Debley Stadium, as the Bulldogs are Joe Debley rock solid right now on that defensive front. So now a 3rd and long for Modesto, who had a lot of success converting these 3rd down attempts in the first half, allowed them to move the ball, keep drives alive, and backed up near their own goal line. Modesto now trying to get their way and wiggle their way out of harm here. Up the middle to Hayes. Hayes still going as he is wrestled down. It's a shoestring tackle. Coyote Giwa, number 30, in on that tackle, the defensive back. And Gascow there as well, Vinicio Gascow. And Giwa, number 30, who is the second-string running back last week, who injured himself, just like Frias did, and that opened the door for Gonzalez. Good to see Giwa back on the field, putting in work and putting in that effort that he always has throughout this season. As Dalton Lynn back to return this punt, he sets up shop at around his team's own 45-yard line. This punt is high but does not have a lot of length on it, as that football drops it around the Modesto 35, rolls a little bit farther, and it is finally down at what looks to be the Modesto 43-yard line by number 14, Joel Verduzco. So the last time Turlock was on the field, you guessed it, they ended it on a touchdown, courtesy of Gonzalez up the middle. As this football now placed at the Modesto 43-yard line. We're going to get a timeout here. Stoppage on the field as Gonzalez, and it's actually Luke Marson, who's on the field right now, number 27 for Turlock, as I think James Peterson definitely is starting to empty the set here. He wants to get everybody some playing time. Frias back on the field for the first time in the second half, as Marson will be the fullback on this play in the I-back formation. Frias up the middle. Anthony Frias turning on the burners, cuts it into left side. Frias still going on his way, tackled at around the 20-yard line, but a penalty flag on the field. And it looks like it's going to be a holding call on Turlock, and indeed it is. And the penalties that have killed Turlock all night and throughout the season continue to rack up here. And something James Peterson said, hey, we got to work on, but we got to keep playing. We can't allow the penalties to distract us. The refs are going to call penalties. We can't control that. And I asked him more specifically in detail about the Downey game. There were so many penalties throughout that game. What was the problem in your mind? And he said, hey, listen, sometimes the refs call penalties. It happens. It just so happened every single penalty on both sides, Downey and Turlock, was being called. And you can't do anything about that when it's right down the middle. This is a give up the middle for what looks to be a gain of about 1 or 2, maybe tops. It was Rumeyer, number 19, who gets his first carry of the contest, as the offense for Turlock starting to put in all their reserves here with 7:13 to go in the third quarter. Turlock with a comfortable 31-0 lead, safe and sound. Second down now. Rumeyer still trudging along as he is tackled by literally 4 Modesto Panthers. Tackle made by Ramirez, as well as number 17, Zarate, was there as well. And give Modesto credit in a situation like this. It's safe to assume the outcome might be, and you never know, but the outcome is likely unpreventable at this point. Turlock will likely win this football game, but Modesto still trugging along, still fighting, still competing. Play action. Paisley zips it right side. That pass caught by Luke Marson, number 27. Luke Marson, the senior 5'11" running back, moving the chains as the crowd chants out, Luke just below us. As Paisley, who rolled out on the bootleg, fired it, and he has a cannon on him. And it's now 1st and 10 for Brock Paisley and his offense. Up the middle. And this one is called for Marson as well, who's still going, met by what looks to be literally the entire defense for Modesto. He's close to another first down as Luke Marson, they've dialed up 3 plays in his favor. The first being the run, the second being the pass by Paisley, and now the run up the gut. And it'll be 2nd and short for the Bulldogs of Turlock High School. And Turlock taking their time at the line. They are trying to waste as much time as possible, have no interest in rushing to score. Up the middle. Still going is Rumeyer, who gets the first down and then some. They get to the Modesto 10-yard line. So Kyle Rumeyer, the senior, 6'1", 200 pounds, an outside linebacker, but also a running back on the depth chart. And Turlock with running backs to spare. You've got Rumeyer, you've got Frias, Gonzalez, you've got Lynn, who could be used as a scat back technically by definition. They've got so many weapons on this Turlock offense. It is downright scary when they're clicking on all cylinders. And we haven't even mentioned that Paisley has a cannon for an arm throwing the football. Under 5 minutes in the third quarter. It's a jet sweep to Estacio, who will go nowhere there. Pistachio tackled by Lovelady, number 13. Pistachio, number 1, 5'9", 155 pounds. Another big hitting defensive back in that secondary that James Peterson likes to use at his disposal. And when you've got a secondary like that just really does a good job of shutting down your best wideouts and your best skill players, it allows for that defensive line to get to the quarterback, get the pressure they need, and wreak havoc in the backfield. And we're going to get a stoppage in play here for a brief moment. And the clock starts once again. First down, 5 yards to go. Up the middle, diving towards the goal line is Rumeyer, who is in for a Turlock touchdown. Kyle Rumeyer makes it 37-0. Turlock Bulldogs, just like that. Salute. Another rushing touchdown for Turlock in this one. It is now 37-0. Bulldogs at Turlock over the Modesto Panthers, pending the PAT. PAT by Angel is good, and that makes it 38-0 Turlock as they are cruising here on homecoming weekend against Modesto at Joe Debley Stadium. It is 38-0 Turlock over Modesto High School.
Don't forget at the end of the third quarter, at the end of this quarter, we'll be playing Turlock High School Sports Trivia.
And while we are in this little break in the action, we want to thank some of our sponsors. Time being American Asphalt. American Asphalt taking care of business. And FitPro GO, who will be our FitPro GO player of the game. Stay tuned to find out. And the Sonora Conference Center, now open in downtown Sonora. And Benton Roberson CPAs. Benton Roberson CPAs provides personalized tax, accounting, and financial guidance to individuals and businesses throughout Tuolumne and Stanislaus counties. Our team believes in partnering with you and your team to build lasting relationships that help you achieve your financial goals. Give us a call today and experience the Benton Roberson difference. We look forward to hearing from you. And Willie's Pizza and Wings. Willie's Pizza and Wings. It's a family thing. Stop on by Willie's Pizza and Wings. Diego Angel back to kick this football off once again to Modesto. And, hey, we mentioned the FitPro GO player of the game. Going to have a tough time deciding this one because there are a lot of guys that could get this award. We will wait and see who gets it at the end of this one. Stay tuned. Angel with a boot right there. This ball taken at the 10-yard line by Modesto. And hurdling his way towards the 15-yard line is the return man for Modesto, Jorge Tamayo, as Tamayo goes airborne. Let's get this replay here. You see right here, Tamayo. A man once sang, "I believe I can fly." Well, Tamayo definitely heard that song before. He believed he was going to fly. And fly did Tamayo right into the arms and grasps of a whole bunch of Navy special team jerseys, courtesy of the Turlock Bulldogs. And Turlock, who has been playing high school football for over 100 years since the school's foundation, a rich football tradition. They love their high school football here at Turlock. It has always been one of the best environments in Northern California to watch a game. Hayes is met in the backfield. What a big-time hit there by Masihi. And we'll see this replay right here. Cause and effect. Whoa, Nelly. That is some big-time hitting there. Reaches out with his arms, doesn't lower the helmet, uses his shoulder, and Masihi, you can't spell hit without the H-I in Masihi, that's for sure. Second and long, and it looks like Turlock moved up front. And if it's on them, it's going to be on Sakara, number 47. This ball moved up now to the 26-yard line after the penalty by Sakira. The junior 6'3" defensive lineman. Very athletic prospect who James Peterson raves about over the telephone, says he's going to be something his senior year once he gets into those off-season workouts and puts in that extra work like he has been the last couple of years. Good solid run by Hayes up the right side. And it'll be third down now with 3:04 to play in the third quarter. Montgomery checks out, as well as number 45, Trent Neal, and number 28, Devin Bradley. So now third down for Modesto. Under 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. Bryant hands it off to Hayes up the middle. Hayes will get the first down, stumbling on his way past the down markers, but nonetheless he gets it as Carney makes the tackle, but not before Hayes gets past those first down sticks. And you got to give Carney credit because even when he's stumbling, it just looked really intimidating. Hayes running that rock right up the middle, and when you've got a guy over 200 pounds of solid muscle, look out. 2:12 to play here in the third quarter. Bryant feeds Hayes once again. Hayes trying to turn the corner, but it's a great fundamental tackle there by number 14, Rios Rogers. We have called Rogers' name multiple times tonight. Rogers has a sack to boot. Man, can that young man play some football on the defensive side of the line. And that was not an easy task for Rogers because Hayes was trying to cut the corner. And when a man that big's in front of you, you've got two options. Go low or try to go high. Rogers, picking the smart route, said, I will take a very smart route to this. He went low. Fake to Hayes. Now it's a bootleg to the right as Bryant tries to get to the corner. It's Rogers again who makes the stop. Rios Rogers. Man, James Peterson is going to say, young fella, that was some playing you had on that defensive side of the football after this one as he goes the other side of the field now. Very athletic move by Rogers, diving for Bryant, and he got him in the nick of time. Third down. Under a minute to play officially in the third quarter. James Peterson looking for a win. Number 5 on the season. And he's well on his way to doing that, but he knows what looms on the back end of the schedule after homecoming week. And he's got these guys fine-tuned. Bryant back to pass on third down. Middle of the field, incomplete. He tried to target Quentin Lovelady, number 13, across the middle. But that one just a little bit out in front of Lovelady. And it didn't hurt that Turlock defensive line was creeping in once again as Bryant once again hits the turf. Fourth down. And we mentioned for Turlock, after this contest, they cannot lose sight of what's at stake next week. They play Enox on the road. The last 2 out of 3 weeks, Turlock has played these big-time games on the road, away from Joe Debley Stadium. Should they get by Enox on the road in what should be a very, very intense football game next week, they don't have any time to rest or celebrate the big win. They've got Grigori, who is also 4-2 coming into this week as well after Enox. So you've got Enox next week and Grigori on back-to-back weeks, and those 3 games between those 3 teams very well will decide the CCAL title. This ball picked up at around the 20-yard line by Lynn, who gets a big hit laid on him by number 57, Jesse Vasquez. We got a flag on the field as well, and they might have picked this flag up. We'll wait and see. As they swap out footballs here, but for the time being, there's no flag called. Refs are going to discuss this a little bit. 7 seconds remaining on the third quarter. Keith Jogananis with you here on the call from Joe Debley Stadium in beautiful Turlock, California on a crisp autumn October night. And it's going to be on Turlock, so there is a flag. As this football now moved back to Turlock's own 14-yard line. So 1st and 10 now, Bulldogs from their own 14 with 7 seconds to go. It's a fake on the pitch to the outside. They go inside, and taking this carry is Miguel Pena, number 7. Pena, who we've only seen catching the football, now says, hey, I can play running back too. So now add Pena to the long list of running backs at James Peterson and his Bulldogs of Turlock's disposal. And add the ending to the third quarter in this one. We will start the fourth quarter. The score, Turlock 38, Modesto nothing, here on NorCal Sports TV. 1 quarter of football to go. And while we have this break in the action before we start the fourth quarter, want to thank more of our sponsors here. The NorCal Summer Basketball Camp, a overnight week-long basketball camp for boys and girls coming the summer of 2020 to Sonora, California. And, of course, the Turlock Bulldogs Quarterbacks Club. The Turlock Bulldogs QB Club is proud of their players, from their academics to their leadership accomplishments to their on-field championships. We would like to thank our communities, businesses, individuals, alumni, and families for all of their financial support for all of our football teams. Please join us at Latif's every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. sharp after every football game. You can hear from the players themselves, from all 3 teams, and their coaches. Welcome back. Keith Jogananis, NorCal Sports TV on the call with you. 12 minutes of high school football remaining here in this fourth quarter. Turlock cruising to a comfortable 38-0 lead and advantage over Modesto. They try to run the sweep this time with Cade Gilbert, number 4, and that one goes nowhere. Gilbert losing the football at the end, but was down by contact. No fumble. That'll be 2nd and long. You talked to James Peterson this week, and you say, Coach, you had a great game in which you played wire to wire against Downey. And more on that in a minute. 2nd and long here. Gilbert once again in motion. Up the middle is going to be Lynn, as Lynn cuts it back to the left side. And Dalton Lynn will turn on the burners, and he will say, see you later, alligator. Dalton Lynn into the end zone. Touchdown, Turlock High School. Holy guacamole. Dalton Lynn goes 75 high school football yards for the touchdown. Touchdown, Turlock, just like that. So hold that thought, because Dalton Lynn's in the end zone. You see right here, it's a great fake. Lynn on the inside. What? Outside. And then he says, you want to see how fast I am? Here you go. Here's the burners, and here it is. This football's in the end zone. Angel's PAT is good. He's been perfect tonight kicking the football. It is 45-0 Turlock over Modesto. We have officially a running clock now as we are under 10 minutes. And I was talking to James Peterson on the cell phone. I think it's safe to say all of us use cell phones now. I remember back in the day when we had house phones, and now no one has a house phone. Just throwing some comedy in there. Everyone has cell phones now. No one has house phones. But I was talking to James Peterson, and I said, Coach, you just came off a game in which you played great against Downey. You took them wire to wire. What are you trying to look for this week on homecoming week? Obviously, you know, your players, festive, they got their dates, got to pick out their tuxedos, got to look nice. I said, what are you looking forward to in a week where, you know, obviously, you know, Modesto's a good team. They're rebuilding, but you're likely going to win this game. What do you want to see? He said, I want to see a complete game. He said that this team that Turlock fielded last week, minus Frias, played so good. He wanted to see what it was like with Frias playing, with the addition of Gonzalez, who has another touchdown on the season. Make that 3 for Gonzalez the last 2 weeks. He wanted to see how his team would play, and he said, we want to play a complete game, and if they end this game with holding Modesto to a goose egg, despite the penalties, some were, at fault, some are not, such is the breaks of the game of football, you would have to say that tonight Turlock has played a complete football game in the eyes of many here, and in the eyes watching here on their screens at NorCal Sports TV. On hell with a boot. That's a cannon right there. This one is taken at the 10-yard line as Ramirez slips. Now we'll try to change direction. He is wrestled down at around the 10-yard line. Great kicking coverage by Jiwa, number 30. So a running clock now as Modesto will just try to move the football, and who knows, maybe they can get one in the end zone before this one ends. You never know. But for Turlock, they will celebrate tonight. Obviously a festive night, as once again, it cannot be underestimated. We go to high schools all over the area every Friday night. And for Turlock, I have never seen a student section or a fan base that packs their home field the way they do, their home stadium. It is completely sold out once again here on homecoming night. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Rush coming. Hayes takes a big shot as that ball comes loose. Hayes gets drilled at around the 15-yard line. Laying the boom there, number 31, Rodrigo Galvan. Holy guacamole, roly-poly-oly. And you see right here in the replay the definition of here comes the boom. And you could hear that hit all the way up here and all the way back in Sacramento. What a shot by Galvan. Wow. And that is not easy to do because Galvan, the linebacker, is listed as a senior, 5'8", 165 pounds. Hayes has to outweigh him just in weight alone by at least 40 pounds. Blitz coming. Bryant dumps it off. Still going is Hayes, who will this time hold on to the football. He'll make his way out to his team's own 20-yard line. Galvan once again with a tackle, so this time Hayes and Galvan meet up once again. No big hit. And it'll be a first down for Modesto. But, man, what a shot by Galvan. .608 to play here as Modesto moving the football with a fresh new set of downs at their own 27-yard line. Bryant back to pass. Zips this one. It's tipped up in the air. Incomplete. Jiwa had a hand on it, but cannot corral it in. But nonetheless, it is an incompletion and a deflection courtesy of Mr. Coyote Jiwa, the talented junior defensive back. Under 5 minutes to go, likely after this play or the next one. And, man, Turlock's defense, the score says 45-0, but you would think it's tied the way that Turlock's defense has come out here on this drive especially and has given that kind of effort. Something James Peterson and his staff have to be proud of. Effort from wire to wire. Second down. We got some movement, and we finally got a flag. False start on Modesto. That will move them back a little more. Turlock will go to 5-2 on the season. And it's like ever since they played Central, where they were held to 13 points in a 41-13 rout, courtesy of Central High, they have just turned on the burners and said no more. And they've taken out that frustration on Downey last week, and now tonight against Modesto. Bryant tries to fire it in the window, incomplete. That one intended for Rodriguez. Tamayo was there as well, number 11, but either way, neither receiver can bring in the football, and this will bring it on third down. 3rd and 15 to be exact. For Modesto, they are still building. They will go to 1-6 on the season. Dylan Miller, head coach, taking on the rebuilding process, and a team that finished 5-6 last season called for a new coach. As Bryant going to go downfield with this one, incomplete, over the head of his intended target, Tamayo. 4th down, and by all accounts in the Stockton record as well as the Modesto B, it was a long, hard, and grueling process to find a new coach for the Panthers, a team that was 5-6 last year, now 1-6 to start this campaign, and the faculty knows this is going to be a rebuilding process, and they wanted to bring someone inside the program who played at Modesto, check. Miller played linebacker, who has been working as a coach, check. As this punt is high, it will go nowhere close to far, but gets a friendly-ish roll, and it will end up at the Modesto 40-yard line, smack dab on the line. And, you know, Modesto, they know what they're up against, and they know that it's going to be a long process, and Miller says, I'm ready to embrace the challenge, and I can see a future where this team is very, very competitive down the line. And let's not forget, it was over 7 years ago that a coach here at Turlock High School was trying to rebuild a program that had fallen on hard times. They won less than 3 games his inaugural season. That head coach was James Peterson, and he's got a proud tradition at Turlock back on track. Up the middle, taking this one, is Victor Macias, the senior defensive back wide receiver, up the gut. And I talked to James Peterson. I said, when you were in that first year and you guys were losing a ton of games, and it wasn't fun for everybody, the fan base, the coaching staff, especially the players, because you're losing, how do you keep that morale up? How do you keep going forward and trying to rebuild? He said, hey, it just takes it one day at a time. One day at a time, and eventually you're playing in big-time games where you're a talented and fundamentally sound team. And look at Turlock now, a rich tradition back in high gear. This give on the right side is to Marson. First down, Turlock with 1:18 to go, as they will try to just chew this clock up as quickly as possible here. But the moral of the story is that if you're Dylan Miller and you're Modesto, you look at a team like Turlock. They have paid their dues, getting back to where they need to go, where they've always been, which is top of the apex in their area in the high school football landscape. And you say it can be done. And so you go forward day by day, and you stack brick by brick. Under a minute to play here.
Just got word from the snack bar, 2 for 1 on hot dogs right now, 2 for 1.
It's going to go up the middle, as taking this snap is Gilbert, who goes to the right side. Gilbert still going, wrestled down at the sideline of Modesto, and 30 seconds to play. So Turlock will go to 5-2 on the season. They play Enox on the road next week. James Peterson said, we will be ready, we will be focused. That you can guarantee. This team firing on all cylinders, and tonight, maybe one of their probably their most sound game so far of the season. 10 seconds to play, 6 seconds. One final play. It's a give to Macias. Stopped in the backfield, and that will do it. The final gun sounds, and the Turlock Bulldogs on homecoming weekend beat the Modesto Panthers 45-0. It was a game coming into it where James Peterson said he wanted to see his Bulldogs play a complete game. Play a complete game they did. They shut out the Panthers 45-0. We will take a quick break. When we come back, our FitPro GO player of the game.
Does your protein shake have the real symbol? And how does it taste? Isn't it about time we all got real? Does your protein shake have the real symbol? And how does it taste? Isn't it about time we all got real? Does your protein shake have the real symbol? And how does it taste? Isn't it about time we all got real? Does your protein shake have the real symbol? And how does it taste? Isn't it about time we all got real?
We welcome you back here, NorCal Sports TV. Keith Jogonanis, where the final horn has sounded. It is a 45-0 lap and victory at home here at Joe Debley Stadium for the Turlock Bulldogs. They go to 5-2 on the season. Our FitPro GO player of the game, it has to be the man who left after one play last week, comes back less than 15 carries. Anthony Frias, 2 rushing touchdowns on the night. And now that Frias is back and healthy, all systems go for James Peterson and his Bulldogs. And with the addition now of Gonzalez at running back and Baldwin, who had literally less than 3 catches, and Paisley, who didn't even have to throw the football that much, Turlock now looks to go to their next matchup against Enox next weekend, next Friday, in a game that could very well decide who gets first place and sole possession of the CCAL. We will have to wait and see for the results tonight. Obviously, Enox, Grigori, and Turlock are deadlocked in first place at 4-2. Turlock gets 5, win number 5 on the season, and that will do it here from Joe Debley Stadium. For all of us here at NorCal Sports TV, for my production crew, and for everyone, I'm Keith Jogonanis signing off. Once again, the final score, the Bulldogs of Turlock High School 45, the Panthers of Modesto High 0. We will see you here, same time, same place, in a different game and a different venue on Friday night here on NorCal Sports TV. Have a good one.